राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम கடவுள் கடை கண் பார்த்தால் கவலை எல்லாம் தீரும் கண்ணிமைத்தும் நேரத்தில் காலம் நல்லதாகும் கடவுள் கடை கண் பார்த்தால் கவலை எல்லாம் தீரும் கண்ணிமைத்தும் நேரத்தில் காலம் நல்லதாகும் கடவுள் கடை கண் பார்த்தால் கவலை எல்லாம் தீரும் இடர்கள் தீர வேண்டும் இன்பம் சேர வேண்டும் இடர்கள் இன்பம் சேர வேண்டும் தொடர்ந்து வரும் வினையெல்லாம் விலகி போக வேண்டும் தொடர்ந்து வரும் வினையெல்லாம் விலகி போக வேண்டும் கடவுள் கடை கண் பார்த்தால் கவலை எல்லாம் தீரும் கண்ணிமைத்தும் நேரத்தில் காலம் நல்லதாகும் கடவுள் கடை கண் பார்த்தால் விடியும் என்று நம்பி இரவில் வாழ வேண்டும் விடியும் என்று நம்பி இரவில் வாழ வேண்டும் விளையும் இன்பமெல்லாம் இதையும் நம்ப வேண்டும் விளையும் இன்பமெல்லாம் இதையும் நம்ப வேண்டும் கடவுள் கடை கண் பார்த்தால் கவலை எல்லாம் தீரும் கண்ணிமைத்தும் நேரத்தில் காலம் நல்லதாகும் கடவுள் கடை கண் பார்த்தால் கருணையுள்ள தெய்வம் காத்திடவும் வேண்டும் கருணையுள்ள தெய்வம் காத்திடவும் வேண்டும் காத்திருந்து வாடிய நெஞ்சங்கள் பூத்து மகர வேண்டும் காத்திருந்து வாடிய நெஞ்சங்கள் பூத்து மகர வேண்டும் கடவுள் கடை கண் பார்த்தால் கவலை எல்லாம் தீரும் கண்ணிமைத்தும் நேரத்தில் காலம் நல்லதாகும் கடவுள் கடை கண் பார்த்தால் கவலை எல்லாம் தீரும் ஸ்ரீராம் ஜெய ராம் ஜெய ஜெய ராம் 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 श्रीराम जय राम जय जय राम श्रीराम जय राम जय जय राम श्रीराम जय राम जय जय राम कृष्ण कन्हैया कृष्ण कन्हैया कृष्ण कन्हैया प्यारे व्रज की वासी मेरे ग्वाल गया लेके आया ओ कन्हैया प्यारे कैसे धूम जलाए ओ कैसे धूम जलाए कृष्ण कन्हैया हाथों में मुरली पाव में पायल गले वैजयंती माला अरविंद लोचन स्मित स्मित सुंदर माखन चोर हमारा जय हो गिरिधारी जय हो गिरिधारी जय हो गिरिधारी प्यारी व्रज के वासी मेरे ग्वाल गया लेके आया ओ कन्हैया प्यारे कैसे धूम मचाए ओ, कैसे धूम मचाए। कृष्ण कन्हैया मोर मुकुट सिर काशी पीताम्बर कोटि चंद्र दिशवारे। देवकी नंदन राधा जीवन यशोदा मैया की लाला। जय हो गिरिधारी, जय हो गिरिधारी, जय हो गिरिधारी प्यारे ब्रज के वासी मेरे। ग्वाल गया लेके आया ओ कन्हैया प्यारे, कैसे धूम मचाए ओ, कैसे धूम मचाए। कृष्ण कन्हैया। श्री राम जय जय राम ओम। 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 श्री राम जय श्री राम जय जय राम ओम। श्री राम जय जय राम ओम। One second. श्री राम जय जय राम ओम। श्री राम जय जय। So this is muted. श्री राम जय जय राम ओम। श्री राम जय जय राम ओम। श्री राम जय जय राम ओम। श्री राम जय
Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Hari Om to everybody.
Hari Om, Pranam Swami.
Hari Om, Pranam Swami. Pranam.
Hari Om Swamiji.
Yeah. The last 2-3 days, many of the points that came up on our in-depth study of In Quest of God were elaborately discussed. Do you remember any particular point or topic? Yesterday, a day for yesterday.
God never punishes Swamiji. God never punishes.
And in that, anything else?
Spiritual law.
Huh?
Spiritual law.
Spiritual laws, infallible. Then, just like material laws are there, spiritual laws also are there. These laws are necessary for the upkeep of the structure. Every material has got its own characteristics, and when they by themselves they bring out their characteristics, but by a combination they bring out a different characteristics. All these are handled by the material science. So it is governed by material laws. Probably that enough of this we get from the text or academic studies. Same thing happens in the spiritual law. At least for us to understand what is meant by spiritual law. Let us try. It might be a new attempt on our part, so our intellect may not be able to help us much. We have to plunge deep, then something will come out. For example, compassion, no? Just imagine. The spirit in me and the spirit in other, that particular person or creature, when we become aware of it, we try to help, accommodate that creature or that particular person. When we violate, you have to pay for it. We may not know it. It is not tangible. Because spiritual laws are not like these material laws. This we will, it gets rebounded on us. Then only we realize, oh. So all spiritual values are the expressed form of spiritual laws. The spirit. The spirit is one and the same. The spirit means that which is making us to feel we are, that power. Subtle and mysterious power, which is called God. It is one and the same everywhere. So based on that vision, it identifies everything as its. We as puny mortals, we don't do that. The all-pervading or reality is forgotten. So our sadhana now is to unearth this so that all these spiritual values come out of us. He becomes gentle. So Papa's that 3 quotation you remember. Spontaneity, simplicity, humility. These are all the expressed forms. Like that we say goodness, compassion, love, sacrifice, selflessness, excellence, one-pointedness, forgiveness, perfection, yoga, karmasu kaushalam. So these are all, when we violate, we get violated. Love, sincerity, like that. The moment we remember that value, what wells up is a positive vibration, positive emotion in our heart. So when we say spiritual law, just like when we don't recognize or become aware of the material law, it has no excuse. Ignorance of law is no excuse, Normally we say, we are driving without the helmet, riding on the bike, and suddenly the police says, or nowadays police is not there. What is it? Camera. You have to pay, that's all. Nothing done. I don't know. You need not know. You now pay. So similarly, same thing applies to spiritual laws. When we violate, we get violated. Just like our statutes, constitution, everything teaches us of the laws outside, our scriptures teaches us of the spiritual laws. In Bhagavad Gita, in chapter number 2, in chapter number 12, in chapter number 13, in chapter number 16, we will find a big list of spiritual values. Yesterday we saw a piece of one email by which one judge in Madras High Court said, Gita is not a religious text. It is a guidance to improve our quality of life. Because one organization who was trying to promote Srimad Bhagavad Gita, probably they would have applied for foreign contribution, sanction for foreign. It was denied, and it was named as it's a religious trust. It's for a religious purpose. So in that judgment came, Gita is not a religious text. Because when we go through this, Sthita Pratnasya Ka Bhasha, who is a man of steady wisdom? He lives. He did not say, the entire mankind. In the 12th chapter, when he lists, who is my dearest devotee? No, it's for everybody. Adveshta Sarvabhutanam. In the 13th chapter, Amanittam, Adambittam, Ahimsa, Shantir, Arjavam, a big 3 slokas are there. All available to everybody. Open for everybody. 16th, Abhayam Sattvasam Shuddhi, again 3 chapters. Suppose we take a list of it, we find the essential spiritual laws. Our in-depth study does not limit us to be within the text. That is the beauty. Because it has come from a realized soul who came out of the individual toils, and identified with the cosmic consciousness. Because it is not sectarian, it is not addressed to a particular group. Or his platform changed from the individual to the human, or human to the divine. So that is why all these things touch and kindle in us so many facets of this universality. So in quest of God, let us not think, if we think that it is only a narration of a sadhaka or a spiritual aspirant, then we are missing the whole thing. Suppose we think, yes, it is a manual for me. In homeopathy, we say, whenever we need anything, there is a book called repertory. Suppose we go to the repertory book, I got headache, go to the head, so many things will be there. And you search. Repertory and materia medica. So that gives us the idea. Varieties are there. Similarly, in quest of God that's why we can call it as Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita was named by Papa as a mosaic of eternal wisdom. Mosaic of eternal wisdom. Varieties. From varied angles, life is seen and brought out. That is why it is still inspiring people. From any angle you look at it, you get something. Okay, anything else? Everything goes beyond our memory. Nothing gets registered. We have no other choice also. The only vehicle is mind.
Meditation is the only way.
Meditation is the only way. Going inside. Meditation is the only way for liberation. So long as we are confined within in Papa's language, toils of individualism. There's a word he uses, beautiful word. You can sit here. Toils of individualism. We will not be able to see. But when we come out of it, how to come out of it? How to come out of this me and mine, So I must do some exploring, inner...
Triune path. Triune path.
Triune path.
Triune. That is three-way path.
The only way by which we can liberate is through going within to find out. Papa's own words are, to know who you are in reality is the real quest. To know who you are in reality is the real quest. How can it be done? Only by inward journey. Try to enter into the mysterious origin of your and the world life. To know who you are in reality is the real quest. To arrive at this truth, you have to, by a systematized process of thought and discipline, transcend all human limitations set by the body, mind, intellect. All norms, all concepts, all rights and wrongs, all like, and the more and more we become focused on it, various methods to arrest the outgoing tendencies of the mind. And Papa often brings out, concentrate on the sound. That means hearing. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Sound. That means we hear. When we keep on concentrating on the sound through hearing, without any struggle, the thought will not go outside, because the moment it goes outside, we will not hear. Immediately we become aware. I start with this. After 2 or 3 or 4 chanting, the mind slips and goes away. Suddenly I remember, I am not hearing. I am not concentrating on the sound. It brings back. Like that we keep on trying, and Papa assures us the next step is the witness consciousness emerges. Though it may not be perfect to put it, but there is the only way to put it. So we become aware. The chanting is being realized. Chanting is being known. Chanting is being heard. Who is hearing? Who is witnessing? Who knows that it is done? At that particular moment, this stops. And we get a glimpse. So thoughts are trained or tutored to get itself dropped. And the dropping is the outcome of the whole process. Unlike other steps or initiatives, the sense of individuality has no role in it. That is why Papa, when answered in one devotee, after 2 years or 3 years of chanting, Papa was in a blissful state, and he was in Haridwar or Rishikesh, Haridwar. One Swami asked him, "Since how long you have been chanting?" He said, 2 years. He said, "I have been chanting for 30 years. I have not got this feeling." Papa did not say what he said directly to him, but he has written there, as long as we feel we are chanting, even if we do for 100 years, we will be in the same position. That means what? I start with the feeling I am chanting. Nobody can start without that. I start with the feeling I am chanting. But later on, the intensity and the focus enables us to see that the chanting is going on. Yeah. The chanting is going on, the chanting is being witnessed, the chanting is being heard, the chanting is being known. So, where from? The witness consciousness, it says, I make you to chant. It will not say that the realization comes. So Papa always says, Ram makes Ramdas to chant. So the doership is not taken over by the sense of individuality. These are some of the ways by which this is transcended. We will again read that question, the answer. To know who you are in reality is the real quest. We are talking about meditation. Meditation is the only way by which we will get some answer to it. To arrive at this truth, to know who you are in reality, to arrive at this truth, you have to, by a systematized process of thought and discipline, transcend all human limitations set by the body, mind, intellect, and then embarking on the realm of the spirit, realize your immortal, changeless, blissful nature. That is why it is mentioned meditation the only way. Here there is no option. So we are praying to Him, you made us to chant, you made us to enjoy the sweetness of it. But still, the objective of realizing that you are making me to chant is a distant reality. Enable me please to do that. Every time we are chanting, we get the feeling I am chanting. So immediately we have to replace it, no? Who is this I? There could be so many processes. Initially we will say I am chanting. A little more introverted and inquiry will reveal that who is this I? So this prayer to the intuitive reality, number one. And steadfastness, perseverance, not a lukewarm this thing. We have been assured that we will be able to get the answer. Who you are in reality. That is the spirit. At the moment it is a subject for us. An object of our inquiry or pursuit. Okay, we will take it up. But as we keep on going, this inward journey is the only method by which the ideal can be realized, not by anything.
For that solitude and silence.
Solitude and silence they do help us. Initially they are needed. Otherwise the roaming nature of the mind cannot be controlled. So in solitude, we first put the shutter of not reacting to anything outside. And silence, when it is blocked, we try to go within. Otherwise, we have no time to go within at all. Just look at our own life. The morning we get up in the morning, till we retire to bed, one activity or another, all outside. Even if it's a worship or a chanting or everything is outside. No? We have no. That's why, in spite of doing it, we have not been able to feel the presence of Him. All Mahatmas, they were able to scale the height because they took inward journey seriously. Seriously. So meditation is the only way. If that comes out every now and then, it will surely help our spiritual journey. Anything else?
So Swamiji, we are aware we are chanting, but how to the awareness is myself?
Again we are asking, we keep on trying that, no? The first, the tendency is, we have been so far looking for answers from outside. And if the answer is convincing or, perfect, it will not become perfect to us because it is coming from outside. It is only a knowledge. So such questions, when it comes, we have to get the answer from within. We have to somehow train the mind to get the answer from within. We often quote, when Puja Swamiji came here as such Ananta Shivan, and he met Papa, for the sake of newcomers who would not have heard this. When he came here for the first time, he was passing through a period of mental depression where he could not get the answer for many of his fundamental questions. Like, what is the purpose of this life? He was not able to go along with the common run of life, that is profession, settled life, married life, and then family life, professional life, all those things, He couldn't. At the same time, he did not know what is the alternative. So he was struggling, the tug of war was going on. Then when he went to a center in Coimbatore, he for some time, for 3 or 4 years, he was in military during the Second World War. And after that he got discharged and came back. He did not know the answer. He tried so many things. And then he was led to a center in Coimbatore. At that time it was there, spiritual center, where one gets answers for these questions. Consultation, something like a consultation center. Nowadays they call it as a center. So he went there, and then there was a person who served as the medium, who will give the answers. According to their belief, he will be in a trance, and he gets the answers from a great saint called Rishi Ram, who dropped the body 2000 years ago. So Papa went and placed his problem in a letter. So after say some time, the person came back, and then he said, you are suffering from spiritual dryness. This is the word they used. For that you have to go to any of these masters. So here the name suggested was Ramana Bhagavan, Shivanji Maharaj and Papa. So he wrote 3 letters. Somehow God willed that he did not get any letter from Bhagavan or Shivanji Maharaj, but he got a reply from Papa. So he came here. Papa was sitting on the cement bench. So as he came, he introduced himself, sat. Papa was sitting on the bench, he was sitting on the floor, and placed before him the then state of his mind. Papa heard everything coolly, and then he said, "Take." He made him to repeat the holy and all-powerful Ram Nam. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. 3 times. And Swamiji thought he would reply. After some time, he said, "Can I stay here?" "Not now, Ramdas will call you later. Having come, stay for 1 or 2 days. So when I go back, when I get this doubt, I will write to you. Will you reply?" Ramdas will not reply. So such a loving person suddenly says, he will not reply. So he told us this. He was taken aback. So immediately Papa patted on his back and said, that is why we remember this. If you get doubt, take it that you have not chanted the name properly. Initially, when Swamiji said that, it was difficult for us to understand. Somebody comes and asks for a doubt, and you give a mantra and say, you will not go beyond that, no? Then only we came to know it was not a direct answer, it was an indirect answer. Because the question, you are trying to approach the source from where it has come. We are not aware of the source from where the question has come. So there should be some exercise by which, we are led to the source from where the question arises. So that is why he said, if you have not chanted properly. So Pujya Swamiji said in his interview to us, not that I did not have doubt, but I cannot ask him. So started going within, exploring. Intellect will come and stop, mind will come and stop, outward hurdles will be there. So it's a toughest struggle. But always remember the Guru's words. You have not chanted properly. So how should I chant? Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. No. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. No. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram. No. I am not getting an answer. So then I will try, what are the ways. So to make us to go within and find the answer. Why? Because the question has come from some place. Naturally, the answer also will be there, which we will later on only realize. We will not realize it immediately. And when we apply this theory in our academic studies, it becomes very clear. We get some ideas through text and lecturers. And then we try to assimilate the theme, and it gives us so many revelations to us. That is why in examination paper, no text is allowed, no lecturer is allowed. Only you have to bring out in your own way. So when he has given you all this external prop, the mind is trained to go within, and then it brings out the answer, which comes out in the form through the language, and you excel in your exams. We all realize it later. Where from the question comes, there the answer also must be there, So when Swamiji was asked to do that, Swamiji said, I cannot ask. But the doubt will come again. And then you will start exploring, in different ways. So similarly, whenever any doubt comes, why not we try, having heard all these things, why not we try to seek the answer from inside? And once we get the answer, we know the place. If we don't try, we keep on searching for outside. That is what Papa here meant. To arrive at this truth, you have to, by a systematized process of thought and discipline, transcend all human limitations set by the body, mind, intellect, and then embarking on the realm of the spirit. What is the realm of the spirit? Where thoughts cannot enter. Embarking on the realm of the spirit, realize your immortal, changeless, blissful nature. A very powerful quotation. This book, this is the compilation of Papa's replies and brought out in the form of a book which was presented to him on his 61st birthday. The glimpses were culled from the unpublished letters of the years 33, 34 and 35. Somebody took the initiative, and then Bhavani Shankar Rao, Papa's Purvashram relation only, he 31, this ashram was started. Just imagine. In 33, 34, 35, Papa had answered all these questions. Just imagine. 20 to 22, that was the period. Then 22 to this 31, another 9 years. 30. Then afterwards he settled down here, When they started asking, he was replying it. And they were prompted, God prompted him to write. Prompted this devotee to, and those, unlike today, today it is very easy. If I am sending by email, all that I have to do is to go there and search. I get the answer, I take a copy and give. Nothing like that. Papa would have written somewhere, most 99%, 99 or 100%. There was no typewriter at that time. And then he would have written 99%, okay, 31, 31, we don't know when that first typewriter came to ashram. So before that he was only writing. And how did this Bhavani Shankar Rao could reach out to at least a few devotees to get the replies? And after getting the reply, type it out again, then categorize, then bring it out in the book form. Seventh edition only it is written. First edition we don't know. So it must have come in 61 means 45, 1945. This must have come in 1945. So 33, 34, 35. So in 1945, he would have taken a lot of time to compile, put it there and categorize and bring it out and show it to Papa. Enormous work. Anyway, why we mentioned was how these thoughts have become so clear at that time, Try to know who you are in reality is the real quest. To arrive at this truth, you have to, by a systematized process of thought and discipline, transcend all human limitations set by the body, mind, intellect, and then, embarking on the realm of the spirit, realize your immortal, changeless, blissful nature. Now more than 5 minutes or 6 minutes we have been reading. This is exploration. We are trying to find out, not from outside. Because when this tendency gets changed to rely on the inner reality, then only we will be the indwelling reality. Until such time, the Guru outside, the deity outside, the Shastras outside, everything. We will never have a chance to know what is inside. So it is high time for all of us to rely on this, And Papa's teachings give us guidance. Say in a day we read a few lines, half an hour or 1 hour, that's all, bus. Rest of the things, we are dealing with men and matters, out of which suppose we set apart some time in the morning, even if it is for 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 15 minutes, it will help us. Because all that is needed is to establish the contact. When once you have established the contact, it is alive always. We'll again go through. For this, for others. Okay. Hey, Papa, that we can assume. We can assume, but Swamiji did not say anything like that. And here also, in many, not only to Swamiji, Papa has also asked many. Unless you, just read now some of his words, what we are supposed to do. this is not coming? Why this PPT is not coming? Anybody can help?
What is it?
Normally when we give the command, it goes again, no?
Keep the
1 minute. Oh, right. Internet is not.
connected to this.
No. This is not the internet. This is the internet. That's all. That's all. Right. Again, the PPT is not coming. I have opened it, kept it here. Now it's all right.
Now it is active.
Now it's okay. This is Papasana. When you sit silently, be conscious in the first place that the God you seek is in your own heart, and then mentally repeat His holy name or the mantra that you have received from your spiritual preceptor. Make the mind repeat the mantra until all its waves cease and it becomes perfectly still. If it does not easily become still, continue the repetition of name mentally. When you sit silently, be conscious in the first place that the God you seek is in your own heart, and then mentally repeat His holy name or the mantra that you have received from your spiritual preceptor. Mentally repeat. First, knowing that I am chanting the name of one who is within me, then I mentally repeat. Make the mind repeat the mantra until all its waves cease and it becomes perfectly still. If it does not easily become still, continue the repetition of the name mentally. The name has the power to quell all the waves of the mind. As the mind becomes still, the repetition will cease automatically, and the mind will now experience a state of peace which is not of anything external, but purely internal. That means the peace comes from the depth of your own being. This is from God within you, so the first thing you have to do is to repeat God's name mentally to curb the restless mind and its outgoing tendency. The peace that comes from the depths of your own being, not coming from outside. This is from God within you, so the first thing you have to do is to repeat God's name mentally to curb the restless mind and its outgoing tendency. To keep the mind under control, name is the most powerful means. Now you may go on repeating the name mentally, sitting silent until the mind becomes still. Sit like that for half an hour or any period up to half an hour. Even after repetition stops. It must stop by itself. That is, we are not doing it. The mind takes us and the mind gets dropped. You should not force the mind in any way. You must also be sitting in a relaxed condition. Do not be stiff. Let your body be erect, because in the erect position it is that you can be alert and cheerful. So the inward journey, some words about inward journey. So then Pujya Swamiji, by his nature also, he was introvert. But he was passing through a lot of mental crisis. So he thought, some answer will come. But here the answer is only Nama, and Papa indirectly told him to get answers from within. He also said that not properly. If you properly chant, you will not get the doubts. What is properly chanting? We thought, the rhythm or the raga or the space. No, that is not that. With the right mental attitude, we realize later. So many words he has given, how Nama helps. So the tendency to seek answers from outside, it has to be curbed. Though it has its value, He was made to come here only because of the external contact, God willed that he should. God willed that he did not get any letter from the two Mahatmas. Probably there must be a postal miscarriage or something like that. They would have definitely replied. But God caused it. And then he comes here. Then he wanted to stay, Then he went back. Then he was carrying on with his sadhana. Again another 2 years. And finally, when he became totally restless, he wrote. Then Papa said, you come. And then after staying here for 9 months, he said, I want to lead a contemplative life. Papa said, you go to Rishikesh. Take sannyas and be there. So we find in this, the contemplative life, he did not give any lecture what should do. And in that letter he has written how important it is, this meditation. For the sake of newcomers. Letter, the reply Papa sent immediately after Swamiji wrote him about his taking sannyas in July 1950, Papa's letter to Pujya Swamiji, who was then in Rishikesh. Beloved Ramdas got your loving letter of the 3rd instant. We were looking forward to it. Glad that you have taken the new name Sachidananda and assumed sannyas. You now know that your life is entirely dedicated to God. Feel conscious of this every moment. This thought itself will help you in realizing the goal. Of course, our hearty blessings are with you for your attainment of self-illumination. Do sadhana in a disciplined manner. Be regular in your early morning meditations. This is the one. That is why we remembered all these things. Early morning meditations. Avoid tamasic influences either from within or without. Do not get involved in any external work, however exalted it may appear to be. Concentrate on the sadhana. Occasionally go and have darshan of Swami Shivananji. His company, even for a short while, will be a source of inspiration to you. Keep before you the central truth that God dwells within you and that you are He. You are His manifestation. Let your mind always dwell on Him. Let Ramnam ring on your lips whenever you are not doing any meditation or reading. You may reduce reading to the minimum. Learn by heart stotras that elevate your mind. Be free and cheerful like a bird and feel assured that the divine is at your back and you are sure to reach the goal. Love and blessings, Ramdas. So when we said meditation the other way, that was so, all these things came up again and again and again. So importance for meditation in the early morning. And a discipline that is suitable for our temperament. Stotras, he has said. Suppose a person who renders beautiful bhajan, Papa would have said, do that. Elaborately, he talked about bhajans also later. So to him, because he wanted to lead a contemplative life. So the answer is according to that, Elsewhere he will say, not merely Ramnam chanting, do seva. Be sensitive to the demands and suffering of the people in and around you. But in his case, he said, avoid. Because he was here for 9 months, So Papa immediately said, don't do anything, concentrate. It will take you to the next stage. So, where are you now? Oh, it's almost 4:20. So every day, suppose we go through, we don't want to cover the text technically. What is remains, if one or two remain, that is a big gain. That will add a push to our sadhana. Drop by drop, drop by drop. So today the main thing has been to concentrate on the inward journey. And that inward journey, how does it help? Our mind has a tendency to go out and seek answers because it has been like that only. The first line, one should rely on the inner guidance instead of this. Nowadays, people write long letters to their guru asking for instruction on various topics. If the letter is delayed, they question why the letter has not been answered. But do they follow the instruction that is given? Reply is only for a reply. Blunt. Papa is very blunt. Why it is kept here? We all come under that category. So when we look at, I should not. Am I living up to? Am I living up to what he has given us the guidance? Am I trying to living up to? So seeking external Papa always discourages us. One more revelation today came, that of course you will all know on the 26th. Why did he add Om? His father gave him Sri Ram. He started with Ram Ram. And then his father gave him Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Then he added Om. Why? Because Om is the origin of everything. And that alone will take us to the Nirguna path. Beautiful. It is a return. Today he made us to go to that particular section. At that time the mantra was given without the prefix Om. Later Ramdas added Om, inspired by his deep reverence to Swami Ramtirtha, whose mantra began with Om. Om takes the mind to the origin of all things and helps one merge in the Nirguna Brahman. Only then do we realize that the entire universe is filled with infinite truth and is a manifestation of that one reality. We are all chanting, but will it not be better if we also know why he did? It gives an added push. So when we now say Om, some effort will be made, So he is the origin. The Om stands for the origin. Om. It is not merely Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om connects us to the origin, the starting point. Bijam Mam Sarvabhutanam, the first seed, that uncaused cause, the first cause. So this Nama directly links to the origin. Papa gives explanation to this. Having gone through Swami Ramtirtha's, he has condensed the whole thing, distilled the whole thing and gave it to us, that Om stands for the origin, and that is the only one which will lead us to the Nirguna state. Only through that we will know he is all-pervading. If it is Saguna, it cannot be all-pervading. It is limited by form and name, naturally. So if the truth is universal, it should be applicable to everyone, every creation, moving or non-moving. So in that case, it should be absolutely Nirguna. All these things, Ramtirtha has packed in that word explanation to the Om, which Papa was enthused. And then Papa added this Om. All these are food for our thought. Let us see. Through so many things, he is bringing out all these things for us, so that our sadhana becomes more and more intense. More and more intense and focused. So we pray to him now, you give us the needed push from inside also. Outside you are giving, but still we are immobile. Push us in, make us to go within. Hari Om. Om Shri Ram.